I think one of the most dangerous things now is the Western influences, and I would really recommend that you brainwash your children as best you can. Brainwash meaning make sure their brains are clean, because a lot of this this stuff is really filthy. The lyrics are filthy. Fakhruddin al-Razi in the ayah which shaitan is threatened that if he istafsiz bi sawtika, you know, that to incite them with your voice. Fakhruddin al-Razi in Mafatih al-Ghaib says, by teaching them foul lyrics. And that's amazing that he said that, you know, in centuries ago. He's 12th century. And so he's saying that shaitan would teach them foul lyrics. A lot of the rap music has foul lyrics, and it's harmful, the decibels for the ears also. It's very harmful to have high decibels. People are going deaf now. In the United States, we have loss of hearing in their 30s. This is a new phenomenon. Television, we know, is harmful. It's a low-grade addiction according to studies in the United States. Watching a lot of television is harmful. We know that in the first trimester, a lot of on-time watching, being on the computer, women that work on computers that are pregnant in the first trimester, it's actually dangerous to the fetus, which means an aborted fetus means that it wasn't viable. And the reason it wasn't viable is because of the electromagnetic field. So you're in these fields that are actually quite harmful. We're a guinea pig generation. We don't know what a lot of this stuff is doing to our brains. But we do know, for instance, that attention deficit disorder is much more prevalent than it's ever been. Autism is becoming one of the most widespread illnesses in children. I mean, the autism, the numbers and the rates of autism are very terrifying. So a lot of this is the technology. I'm not a Luddite, I'm not anti-technology, but I think the technology has to be controlled. And that we have Facebook addiction, we have people that just can't get off the Facebook. I call it fitna book. In fact, and Dr. Afifi knows one of the greatest scholars in the history of theology is a man, Abu al-Qasim al-Samarqandi. He was the top student of Abu Mansur al-Maturidi. Imam al-Ghazali quotes him in one of his Nasiha books, where he says, تنشأ الفتنة كل الفتن تنشأ عن ثلاثة نفر. All of fitna come from three people. قائل الأخبار، طالب استماع الأخبار، ومتلقي الأخبار، ولا يخلص أحدهم من الملامة. Those newscasters, news seekers, and news consumers. All of tribulation in the world comes from those three. And the internet is basically people telling news, people looking for news, and people receiving news. And this is why it's created so much fitna in the world, because it's a source of fitna. And people need to understand that this technology is new technology. And the Prophet, one of the signs, he said, Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, he said, he asked if the hour had signs, and the Prophet said, Ya Ibn Mas'ud, inna lisa'ati asharata, the hour has signs. And then he said, وَمِنْ أَشَرَاطِهَا أَن تُوَاصِلَ الْأَطْبَاقِ وَتُقْطَعِ الْأَرْحَامِ. He said that the atbaq would be continuous, and the people would sever their kinship bonds. Now, in the traditional tafsirs, they said it would mean they would eat one plate after another. When I read that hadith, it didn't convince me that that was the meaning. And I really believe that the meaning of that is muwasalat al-aqb. In North Africa, they called the satellite dish tabaq, which is a correct ta'rib, because sahan is a flat dish. Tabaq is a curved dish, because it's made of tabaqat. And if you look at satellites, dishes, they have these tabaqat on them, atbaq. And the word in modern Arabic for satellite communications is muwasalat. So the very same word he used, that they will watch dishes. They will, tuwasul al-atbaq, the dishes will be continuous. Their communication will be continuous. Min kulli hadabin yansilun. From every high place, the Yajuj and Majuj would come down. And hadab in Arabic means wave. Hadab al-mawj. In Lisan al-Arab, it's one of the meanings of wave. And so we've got these waves of fitan, of pornography, of filth, of foulness, and Muslims are drinking these things up. And in the book of fitan, the Prophet ﷺ said in Sahih Muslim, he said, تُعْرَضَ عَلَى الْقُلُوبِ إِنَّ الْفِتْنَةَ سَتُعْرَضُ عَلَى الْقُلُوبِ كَالْحَصِيرِ. That all of the fitan, seductive things, will be exposed to the hearts. And then he said, like hasir, like a matrix. And again, the early ulama, they didn't understand what that meant, because he says udan, horizontal and vertical lines. If you look at all the satellite dishes, they're matrices. They look just like hasir mats. And now all these fitan are coming into the hearts. And the Prophet said that those hearts that drink it, they won't reject evil. Because your children are growing up accustomed to foulness. They'll think all of this is normal. Human beings have a fitrah. The Prophet said, how will you be when you ta'muruna bil munkar wa tunkiruna al ma'ruf? How will you be when you start commanding to evil and forbidding good? That this is what happens when people drink this stuff up. And the Prophet said that their hearts will become black and dark. And you can see this. What kind of sick society would build games for children where you kill people to get rewards? What kind of a sick society? That's a society that thrives on war. That's a society that its number one business is armaments manufacturing. It's a society that wants to spread strife in the world. And our society we're called Darus Salam, the abode of peace. Allah calls to the abode of peace. And that's why we should the young people have to understand what's happening to them. They have to understand what these things really mean. They're wasting your time. Shaitan is the great time waster. He steals your time. And then before you know it, you're dead and your life is over and you're unprepared to go into the next dimension.